Hi guys. So I saw a lot of comments. Trying to kind of go through them and answer as many of them as I can. So I just kind of wanted to take you guys on the journey here and just go through it one more time. And there's been definitely been some pretty big updates with some of the stuff here, and I have a couple other things I want to show you guys. But just let's kind of go through and see if we find any issues. Um, and all this stuff. So we just kind of take you through it really slowly, one step at a time. So uh, first off, can I just find the file? So I already have the. Let's go ahead and select it here. Um, so I already have a 3DS file, ROM file. So you'll have to get that. However, you can get that. And all I'm doing here is I'm going to select the particular folder that this is in. So in this case, I know it's in my pk3DS folder, so I'm just going to select there. Then I'm going to extract. So I'm going to look for the .3ds file. That's fine, because that's what I have. If this was a .cxi file, I would do that instead. So I'm going to go ahead and just extract that there. And I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder, and I recommend you do this as well. Go ahead and make a new folder and just random. So go ahead and just make a new folder and then select that folder. So what will happen if you don't do that is it will instead essentially put a bunch of, it'll put two files. It'll put this ROM-fs file, exefs file, and CRO file, just kind of randomly somewhere. And I was actually looking through the comments and someone had that, you'll get an error, and I'll show it here in a moment, that essentially says, PKS says you need to clean up your files. So we'll try to go through as many of those as I can. So as you can see here, we're getting all the different game data and everything. So we're going to try a few different iterations and try to redo some of the issues I see you guys having. So I'm going to have everyone's comments pulled up here. There's so many. I really appreciate you guys, you know, giving me so many views and everything and doing all that stuff. So going to try and go through all of these and answer as many of them as I can in a video rather than trying to go through and reply and do everything. Some of these are going to be hard for me to reply to because I might not be able to get the exact things. Like this person here saying, when I try to rebuild it, it crashes. How do I get ROM file? I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. Of course, you're going to find your own way to get your ROM file. Everything after extracting everything is still gray. When I go open a file, it doesn't see the 3DS ROM. So this might be an issue that we can talk to here. So I'll try and reply these people and just either respond or at least show, put a link to this video if I answer any of your questions. So when I get error trying to rebuild 3DS, again, it's hard to tell when you don't have the error. But one thing I do want to kind of point you guys towards is if you guys go to here, this is actually where one of the places that tells you how to download it and talks a little bit about some of the stuff. It kind of goes through on how to actually download it and everything, which it's super annoying. But 78 pages of different stuff here. And the creator still responds, as you see, he responded as of June 10th. So if you guys have any specific crash questions, look through here. You might find something, might already have your question answered. And if you don't, obviously feel free to put a comment. I'll try and get back to you. But this is super useful. I've actually pinned it as a top one up here, top comment up here as well. So trying to go through here and do a few other things. Let's take a couple look at these other ones. Again, a lot of these having issues. I'm really going to look into this one here. I know this was a year ago, but I'm going to see if TMs can be edited or if they're going to be all reset to normal. Try to cheat ourselves some just to be able to get them quickly or just play until see how long it is. Yep, I actually ran into this issue a second ago, so it might be there's a lot of randomness. So we're gonna see if we can get this to see if we can fix this one. This says no game loaded when I try to extract. You have to make sure that you have your 3DS folder, 3DS ROM. Sorry. in the folder. I think that you're in. I think that's part of the issue there. For the randomized part, when I rebuild it, it turns into a file, not a 3DS file. It should be a 3DS file, and it just depends on. We'll see whenever you actually rebuild. You can rebuild it as different types of files, so maybe that's something you're having an issue with. Again, go to rebuild, but the 3DS option is grayed out. If it is, again, this is a new version of it. Maybe try and rebuild it as a dot 3DS, a trim 3DS. I don't know if you guys are still having this issue. This was 3 months ago, so I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I can't help with that one. I haven't tried Pokemon X, but that's what I'm going to be trying today, so hopefully we'll get you through this. I don't have a good there. There might be some crash data that you can look into. So if you actually go to pk3DS, Windows, I know there's a backup file. This is one thing I was working on, but this is randomized settings.txt. But yeah, definitely look through here and see if there's any crash file. I mean, that could be part of something perhaps. So let's keep going. You're welcome. I don't know if this is possible. I'll keep looking. This person could have the right answer here. I don't know. Trying to extract the X file. It depends on what the error is. You're at that's part of the issue here. Really depends on where you put this. It could be, I like this person's answer, maybe using RetroArch is better than Citra, so feel free to do that. Alright, so I actually got this here, so I just want to show this for you guys as well. I got this extraction complete here. So I'm going to try and help with this particular person extract it to where, once I've extracted it, which ones we're doing. So hopefully maybe here, Stuart, I can help you out. I don't think this works on an actual 3DS, and I'll get to that in a second. Alright, so now we've extracted it. Now we're going to have to open the folder where our thing actually is. So we're going to actually just go and click this folder. So it's a detect decompressed code binary, decompressed, file will be replaced, that's fine. Decompressed, and there we go. Now we can actually start changing everything. So this last time I tried something here. I tried randomizing all game text. That broke everything, so I would not recommend that. So I want to just kind of go through here. Obviously this will allow us to change everything. I don't know how quickly you'll get a Bulbasaur, but we'll do that. It just changes HP to, I don't know, like say like 150. And what's really cool about this is even though I X out of that, even though it seems like it doesn't save, if I go back in here and click on personal stats, you'll see that the HP is still there. So I don't want to mess with the base stats too much. But all sorts of different things you can do. I don't know what the form sprite, form count, there's a lot of these things. Obviously height and weight probably just affects the Pokédex entries. All sorts of different things here. I can make it have different EV yields. I guess 3 is the max there. I can change what its things are. So again, this is if you're really trying to do it. You can hold different items. You can change the XP group. It's really cool, like all the different things you can do on here. So base XP, all sorts of things, enhancements, randomized stats, everything. So like I could just completely randomize this for this particular Pokemon. You can see that it's got all sorts of new different things here. This is the same. These are the same. This is still changed from where I did. You got no new abilities, different items it can hold. I think the move tutors are also different because I don't think you can usually learn Hail, but I could be wrong. So, okay. So that's the personal stats. Obviously, I can choose that for any Pokemon I want. I don't have to just choose this one. So I could go down to and do Punkaboo here and also go and just randomize all as well. So, evolutions, again, kind of a random one here, but obviously I kind of do that. So this is going to be, you know, if I do this, it'll random to for every single one ever. So Alakazam doesn't done, but Bellsprout will go into Leaping Bale, Ghastly will go into Pidgeotto, Scyther will turn to Bisharp, so it's all sorts of crazy things. One of those actually happen to be the same, but, you know, that's crazy. We'll go ahead and do Randomize just for this. Just trying to get test as many of these things as we can. Sometimes it'll kind of do this after you're doing some stuff here. So, but let's see if this actually breaks it at all. But you're not going to worry about the not responding. It might take a moment. So while it's doing that, we'll look at a few more comments. Anything else works? Not sure on that one. Yeah, you could edit the Pokemon part to sell rare candies. Actually, might be something that I do. Okay. Alright, so we finally moved this up. Got this opened here, so that just took a moment, but no issues. So, obviously Wild Encounters is a huge one you're going to want to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and randomize that. You can dump the tables just to see what will be there. We won't do that this time. You can let it rebuild after that. Sometimes it takes a little bit because it's got to change a lot. I think someone did ask questions about Mega Evolutions. So, obviously this is going to be kind of a weird one. So maybe you can change what item gives it to you. So I could give like, oh, Bicycle would be kind of weird, but I'm trying to think of something that like a Pokeball, maybe, or a Pokédoll, Pokeball, and then he can change into Abomasnow 1. But again, it's for some of these that don't have it. They don't have an alternate. Well, this one has an alternate form. AG/slash just happens to have that, so you could have a Mega Evolve into that. But I don't think it. You can choose different items, and different ways to do it, but I don't think it's going to work other than that. Egg moves, we can randomize that, sure. Trainers, this is going to be a big one. I know some people were saying they had issues with all the different ones having items. So there's a lot of different ones here. So random Pokemon, we can do that. We'll take off random held items. I heard that sometimes that just means them always have held items, so I probably would get rid of that. That's a really good one there. Obviously, you don't want to have fixed damage moves. We could type theme trainers as well. And yeah, you can do random mega forms, but probably don't want to have this because that's going to really be an issue, and we'll just go ahead and do that. Alright. Item stats, we can move with that, but this is like, this is really just going through and changing all sorts of different things about these, and I'm just not going to mess with this. There's a lot to that. Move stats, why not? We'll randomize this as well. So all moves will be all sorts of different things. So if we take something like as simple as tackle, which should be on here, I guess it's not quite in alphabetical order. But we'll do pound, that's a pretty common one. But now you see it still has 40 power. Actually, maybe this is randomized moves. Well, that should actually randomize them all. So let's get back to the top. But now you see now it's a ghost type, special damage. Still has the same amount of power. But I think it actually might keep their power and some of the stuff. But definitely changes all sorts of stuff there. So that's kind of neat. I'm not going to bet on Liaison, Title Screen, or that. We'll do TMs. I know some people are having issues with TMs changing to what they were specifically. So let's change this to Acid Spray. Let's change this. HM. Obviously, this would probably break the game if you choose something that won't let you keep going through. We'll just go and randomize these actually, and I'll have this one set to something specific just to see. So let's double check that it's still there. Final Gambit. Yep, that's what I chose. So there, Pokemart. Might be worth doing some stuff here to make this a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and see if we can get any really good stuff here, like any rare candies or anything. These are not, again, not cool. Oh no, these aren't. Orders. There's no rare candies or anything, but so that might not be the easiest way to do it, but obviously you can do all sorts of stuff here. So, oh, there it is. There's rare candy. So you can have it what it sells. I don't see any sort of option to be able to change the price, which it sucks. So I don't know what these will cost, but so that's definitely a bit of an issue. Pokemart, pick up items. This is a good one. Like, you know, randomize all items. I think one person asked, how can you randomize items? Like what stuff you pick up. I think someone asked that question, so that's another one. Obviously, shiny rate. Someone asked this question. Let's see, 60. That's way too high. I think 8. So I'm gonna just set this to 1 to 10, so we can try to make sure we get a few working here. So this would obviously make a shiny rate way faster. Now this is the one that I think is going to be kind of interesting. So this is a CRO editing doesn't work if you do not patch the RO module. So obviously this is I think where this kind of starts to break down if you're wanting to use this for a just a plain normal 3DS. Like this guy's asking here, does it work on an actual 3DS? I think if you are messing with any of these, I think it kind of basically makes that not happen. So I'm gonna go and give it a shot, and then I'll just go ahead and randomize all these as well. Okay, so that should be everything. So once you've essentially fixed everything that you wanted to do, we're going to go ahead and rebuild. And I'm going to rebuild this as a 3DS file. So I'll just name this as Pokemon X random. And let's go ahead and let this rebuild. So this will take a moment. I think we went through basically all the questions. I don't know what this is for. If you mean the actual 3DS, I think we talked about that already. No. Again, random crashes and everything are hard to deal with. Too many files. Actually, I can show you guys that error in a second once this is done. So I also saw people talk about, I think this one specific question asked it being green. Trying to find this particular person who asked this question. Oh yeah, here we go. It's still processing. I'm confident it should take this long. If it allows you to click on things again, like this, the editing is done. Also, you can go into your files, and if we go back here, we'll see that it actually is there. So, as long as you're able to do that, it'll be done. But if you click on this in the middle, like if I try to rebuild this a second time, we'll just let it be the new ROM this time. And you see me click on stuff, it says please wait for all operations to finish first. So obviously I'm not going to break that in the middle of it, so let's go ahead and try this in Citra. So let's go ahead and open this up, and let's see if it actually works. All right, there we go. So I actually did this previously, and I think someone asked this question before, which was like, I just get a black screen, and that happened to me when I randomized the text. I think I did over randomize it. So we'll go ahead and begin game. And then the other thing I want to show you guys just real quick is if I take like these three and then I put it back up here, and I go all the way back and just try to choose this folder. It says PKS will function best if you keep your game folders clean and necessary of folders, and sometimes that will break stuff. So I do recommend that if you're going to randomize stuff, go ahead and just put it in its own new folder. So let's just try to skip through this. Okay, I think we're at the start here. So as you can see, yeah, obviously it did randomize our starters. Out of these three, I guess I'll go with. None of these are very good. Uh, I guess my favorite water type, Ghastly, as you can see, I maybe randomize it a bit too much. Also, Aurorus. Oh, that is so. It is just completely broken. We'll just give it a random nickname here. So we don't even. This is so random at this point. We don't even understand how different it is. All right, so this only sells potions, so it actually did not have the rare candies like we said. So maybe there's something else we can work through on that. So that's definitely a little bit of an issue. So she has a Lopunny and I have a E. So Snow Warning, which I do not think is the one. Definitely do not think Cosmic Power is something that is typically on the tall grass here. Let's see what our counters are, which again, do not think an Ambipom is the first one we do here. So things do seem to be working. Obviously. Okay. As you can see, this is all sorts of off the place when you have a transform Ambipom here. But alright, so this is a trainer battle, so you can tell that was not at all what it was. Pretty sure, again, not a Magcargo to start with. So that is still a potion. So I want to see if there's any others. But anyway, I want to show that everything actually did work, and obviously there's a few things that didn't seem to work. Pokemart, we did have a rare candy with no gym badges, but rather than I think the typical Pokeball, which should be there. So there's some questions I have, obviously, how to mess with that and how to adjust. Is that pick up items? Sounds like it looks like it is. This has just happened to be what we had. So I guess we didn't randomize it. So maybe we just forgot. So that makes sense for the pickup items. In the Pokemart, I guess you can't, if things don't have it, so any sort of money, you kind of can't get them. I don't know if there's a way to do so. So, not exactly sure how we can do that, but yeah. So, again, just wanted to help you guys out and maybe do one more of these. So, gotta look at this. What's the different stuff now? So yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching.